Hello students, this is the video number 28, chapter 4 part B, atmospheric pressure and its measurement, a 9th standard physics. And this first topic, tin can experiment, that we will discuss, because with this we can show that there is existence of atmospheric pressure. First we will consider this water tin bottle and we will apply flame to it. So what will happen due to this flame? The water will start converting to steam. After, when the steam will form, then we will apply the lid on it. And there we can notice inside also atmospheric pressure is acting, that I have shown with red arrows, and outside atmospheric pressure is acting from all sides. And second phase will allow that cold water to pour on it, this tin water bottle which is preheated, and this source of heat will remove. So what will happen? The steam will get converted back to the water. Inside pressure will be less because this steam is no more inside now, and outside still atmospheric pressure is acting, which I have shown with these arrows. So due to this atmospheric pressure, this tin bottle will collapse. Now the shape of the water you can see, it is collapsed. That is only because of the presence of atmospheric pressure. In common consequences of atmospheric pressure, sucking a drink with a straw. This is one of the example. So when this human will start sucking the air from the straw, inside pressure will be less inside the straw, and atmospheric pressure is still acting on the surface of the drink. So from high pressure to low pressure, automatically through the straw, that person is able to drink the liquid. Second, filling a syringe with a liquid. As you know, this plunger is there. When we will pull this plunger outward, when we will pull it outward, inside pressure will be less, and outside pressure, atmospheric pressure, is still acting on the surface of the liquid. Again, due to the pressure difference, the liquid will start rising inside the barrel of this syringe. Filling of the ink into a fountain pen. There will be one air tube. When air this rubber tube will press, air will easily come out, and the pressed rubber tube, when we release inside the ink, okay, so the nib, through the nib, the ink will start rising, and this can be happen, that can happen only because of the difference in pressure. Action of the rubber suckers. So rubber suckers are often used as hooks in the kitchen. This is the concave shape rubber sucker. Now when you will press this rubber sucker against some hard surface, so easily you can see it will get fixed. Why? Because from the surrounding, from the sides, the air is being expelled out, some vacuum will be created, and from outside atmospheric pressure is acting. So now see, this is fixed now. This is the action of the rubber sucker. In the action of the siphon system, as one end of the tube is dipped in this A container and second is in the B container. So water flows from high level to low level, but this process will continue. First we'll take out the this air through this tube. First we have to suck some of the air. The first air is sucked out from the lower end B tube, as less pressure will be inside and atmospheric pressure is acting, so automatically there will be a start of the flow of the liquid from A to B. Okay, so this action will carry on this siphon system. Taking out oil from a sealed oil tin. So suppose this is the oil tin, and two holes are made in this oil tin. Two holes, not one hole, two holes. So when we'll make two holes, now this, from this hole air will get inside, and this is the level of the oil inside this. Now this air bubbles or air molecules will get collected over here, and when we will tilt it, what will happen? On tilting this tin, this oil can easily come out through this hole, and this is one of the this space which will allow the air to enter. So air will start exerting pressure. Okay, air will exert pressure on the this volume of the oil, and through this opening, through this hole, in a very smooth way the oil can be extracted out. We can take out oil in a well manner through this oil tin. But if only one hole will be there, this hole will not be created, then it will be very difficult to take out the oil in safe way. Okay, so that's why we are making two holes when we are taking out oil from the tin. Okay, next topic is measurement of atmospheric pressure. How we can measure this? So there are three methods. One is simple barometer, second one is 14 barometer, and third one is aneroid barometer. Now first of all, two tubes. So first we'll discuss the simple barometer. For that we have to take one test tube nearby of 100 centimeter, and first we will fill this test tube with the mercury, pure state mercury, to its maximum capacity. Okay, and then we will close this test tube in this way from above, and then we will invert the test tube inside this trough containing mercury. So this is the upper end, you can see that, and the mercury will start rising upward. It will rise upward till one level, till this level. Why? Because up to this much height, the mercury column is enough to create certain pressure inside the test tube, which will be equal to the atmospheric pressure which is acting at C as well as at B point, because these are the points which are open to air. Okay, and this is one of the point on the same horizontal plane, but it is inside the test tube. So again and again the experiment is repeated, and scientists torsionally found that 76 centimeter of mercury column is enough to balance the atmospheric pressure in normal condition. So 76 centimeter mercury will create how much pressure? If we'll see 0.76 meter, density is 13,600 into 10, it will be nearby 1.01 into 10 to the power 5 Pascal. This is the pressure exerted at A as well as at B and C points. Okay, and there is very important thing, that factors affecting the barometric height. When we will tilt it, in one of the experiments, when we will tilt it, you will find that mercury level is not going to be changed. It will not depend upon even the shape of the test tube, not even in the position of the test tube, because this much height is the mercury column, that is 76 centimeter. Vertical height will take, not a elongated one. So vertical height, that is 76 centimeter, is enough to create certain pressure which will balance the atmospheric pressure. So with this we can note down the value of the atmospheric pressure. Then certain advantages are there for using mercury as a barometric liquid. First is density of the mercury. As you know, density of the mercury is very high, so only 76 centimeter of mercury we need to balance the atmospheric pressure. With other liquids, the height of the test tube will be very, very large, which is inconvenient for the observer to note down the readings. Second is vapor pressure of mercury is negligible. Due to its pure state, it will exert negligible vapor pressure. Third one is mercury neither wets nor sticks to the walls of the test tube. Okay, so this will help us to give the correct reading. Fourth, the surface of the mercury is shining one, opaque, and it will also help us to get the correct reading, and it can easily be obtained in a pure state. Disadvantage of using water as a barometric liquid: as I told you, water density is very less as comparison to mercury. So 10 meter height we need in case of water when we replace water as a liquid instead of mercury. So 10.4 meter is the barometric height. That is not a small height. It is very inconvenient one. That's why we not use water as a liquid. Vapor pressure will also be more, and water will stick with the walls of the test tube, and water is even transparent, so it is very difficult to take down the reading. And then demerits of simple barometer. First is there is no protection of the glass tube. It can break also, it can tilt, so very difficult. Second is surface of the mercury in trough is open. There are chances for the impurities to get mixed. It is inconvenient to move the barometer from one place to other because it is not the portable one. And fourth, scale cannot be fixed with the tube. So all these demerits we have replaced with the another design of the barometer, and the name is 14 barometer. This is one of the barometer in which whatever demerits we got in simple barometer you will not find in 14 barometer. For example, it is covered. It is covered. So this is the protective cover. Okay, first point. Second is surface of mercury in the trough was open in simple, but it is closed now. It is closed. Okay, this is the leather cup which is closed. Third one, it is inconvenient to move the barometer, but it is convenient. We can take it from one place to another. Third thing is, even the scale is not fixed, but here the scale is fixed, and moreover one vernier scale is fixed to get the reading up to 2 decimal place. So that is more convenient for the observer to take down the reading to 2 decimal place. And there is a screw for adjusting the level of the mercury. If it is not coming in contact with the ivory pointer, you can adjust the level of the mercury with the help of the screw. Okay, so this is about the 14 barometer. Third one is aneroid barometer. Now this is very important design of the barometer. The name is aneroid barometer. One special characteristic is there that there is no more liquid be used in this barometer. There is no liquid at all. Now it is light and portable, and therefore it can be easily carried from one place to other. And simply about the construction, there is one partial vacuum created. This tube is here. Okay, it consists of the metallic box which is partially vacuated. The top D of the box is springy. Can you notice this springy action? Now there is one rod which is having the toothed spikes over here. Now these spikes are connected. This is the rod, L rod, same over here. It is connected with the toothed wheel which is having one pointer, and here one of the circular scale. Now when atmospheric pressure is more inside, partially vacuated vacuum is created over here, less pressure is inside, outside pressure is more, automatically this rod will go down. When it will go down, this wheel will start rotating in clockwise direction. If it is rotating in clockwise, means the pointer will move to the right side, so giving us the more reading. I told you it will happen only when atmospheric pressure is more. When inside pressure is more and atmospheric pressure is less, so this rod will bulge out. It will come up. When it will come up, so these teeth will also go up, and the wheel, toothed wheel, will also move, but in anti-clockwise direction, and this pointer will also return to the left side, shows the less reading of the barometer. Okay, so this is very, very important use of the barometer, aneroid barometer. And even The uses of the aneroid barometer is to measure the atmospheric pressure at a place. Even weather forecasting can be done, and even it can be used for the altimeter also. So how this can be used for this weather forecasting? First is about the two factors on which the atmospheric pressure decreases. First is decrease in height of the air column, which causes a linear decrease in atmospheric pressure. Means with the altitude, a linear decrease in atmospheric pressure will be noticed. But due to density of air, which causes a non-linear decrease in atmospheric pressure. Because the density, when we will go up, density of air will decrease, but non-linearly. Not linearly, but with the non-linear. I am repeating again. Okay. Here are the explanation points. Atmospheric can be considered to consist of a number of parallel air layers. Each layer experiences a pressure on it due to its weight and air column above it. Therefore, as we go up, the height of the air column decreases, so thrust exerted on the air column will also decrease. And therefore, the result is decrease of atmospheric pressure with the increase in altitude. So, it is directly proportional. Second is due to density, the density of the air layer will decrease, but not linearly. It will non-linearly decrease. Therefore, density of the air which causes non-linear decrease in atmospheric pressure. After that, some consequences are there. At high altitude, fountain pen leaks. Reason is that normally fountain pen filled with ink contains some air also, which is at pressure equal to the atmospheric pressure. But when we will go to the higher altitude, atmospheric pressure will be less, and inside ink pressure will be more. So ink will also flow from high pressure to low pressure, so automatically ink pen will start leaking. Okay, so ink will come out, leak out. Weather forecasting by the use of the barometer. These are the 5 points you have to keep in your mind. First is, if the barometer height at a place suddenly falls, it means that the pressure at that place has suddenly decreased, which indicates the coming of the storm of the cyclone, because high pressure to low pressure wind will flow to your place. So warning of the coming of the storm is there. If the barometric height gradually falls slowly, it indicates that the moisture is increasing. That means possibility of the rain is there. Gradual increase in the barometric height means moisture in air is decreasing. This indicates the coming of the dry weather. All of a sudden dry weather will be there. Okay. And sudden rise, then extremely dry weather. Extremely dry weather. Why? Because sudden rise will be there. Barometric height means the flow of the air from that place to the other surrounding low pressure area. It means at your place pressure will be high, sudden rise will be there, so extremely dry weather will be there. If there is no abrupt change, means sunny weather or the weather will remain unchanged. Altimeter, this is one of the most wonderful advantage of the aneroid barometer, because one of the scale is calibrated in terms of height of ascent, with height increasing towards left because the atmospheric pressure decreases. As we go up, so the pointer will shift towards the left side, because inside pressure will be more, outside pressure will be less. So therefore, height increasing towards the left because the atmospheric pressure decreases with the increase of the height above the sea level. This is about the part B video. Hopefully you got the point. Read the content properly from the book. You can watch video again and again to get mastery on the concept. Thank you very much.